All-Star game this year. It's great. We got to catch up.
Dude, that was awesome. That was
We
awesome.
got mentioned Lou. Kenny was there, and always great for me getting to see Gar and Big Olerud, one of my favorite human beings.
Big
All
Rude.
a lot of those guys from the '01 team.
Yeah.
Uh, just to getting to hang out with Lou in the room right
Kaz. How
before.
about seeing Kaz?
Oh, Kazuhiro.
Oh, geez.
He
And
walked he
Kenny
walked
and all of them. I mean,
yeah, he walked into the hotel I was staying at. Kaz walks in. I haven't seen Kaz since when did he go back? He went back to Japan in about '03. So it had
yeah.
been 20 years since I physically put eyes on Kazuhira Sasaka. For those of you that don't know who Kaz is, he was our closer in Seattle 2000. I don't know when he started there, maybe 99 to about '03. And he walked into the room, and it's like I'd seen him yesterday. He just said Boone, made some sarcastic comment, went to the desk
Yep.
with his interpreter and checked in. But it was really cool coming back to Seattle, seeing all that. That All-Star game was in 2001 was the last time I was there. They rolled out the red carpet.
Fantastic job.
They did a
Fantastic
great job.
job.
I was really we got the 2001 All-Stars were recognized before the game, but I thought your deal was really cool. It was yourself, Dan Wilson, Kenny Jr., and Edgar, and you went out for the first pitch. I thought that was awesome. National stage, and just kind of represent when you look at the Seattle Mariners and us as a franchise, there's kind of a pecking order. You kind of have Junior and Gar at the top,
No
but
doubt.
but there are certain pillars, and Jay Buhner's definitely one of those pillars. I thought it was cool you guys going out. I also know, not that everybody knows, but we know how close you are with Junior, and how your relationship is with Kenny. How cool was that for you in Seattle? And I know you're a guy like no big deal, just give me the ball. But
No, it was
when it all
awesome.
sank in, man, I'm just sitting there, not impressed by. I don't get impressed very easily. But I was watching you guys, and I just thought, you know what? That is really cool.
Well, I'll tell you too, the crowd, just to listen to the response and the reaction of the crowd was insane. Um, and they both threw a strike. They didn't crisscross applesauce, and nobody got hurt. So that was a good deal. But no, it was a lot of fun. I hadn't been back in a while. And I didn't see really eye to eye. That's another time, another story with the Mariners. So to get back and actually walk on the field and rub elbows and rap about old times and reminisce and see the guys, that was a lot of fun. It was, and then the reaction, like I said, was crazy. So, and the Mariners rolled out the red carpet. It was well done, first class all the way. They cleaned up the city, which, Seattle was a kick-ass city for a lot of years. I mean, beautiful. It's a shame what it's like right now. Hopefully, post All-Star, I don't know if they've kept it up, but it was a lot of fun, and I had a blast to have Mama there and see everybody and hang out and see you. I hadn't seen you in a while, so hang out and have some Diet Cokes with some people and catch up was all. It's always fun to tell war stories, as you know, and you were good at that, Boone.
I was really good at it.
Yes, you were. I
Coming
loved.
up,
I loved. I loved. For those of you who don't know, he had a shirt, and I'll let you tell some stories about it. But it was like chicks dig the long ball,
chicks
right?
think that it's right when the
Right.
the Maddox Glavin Smoltz
Exactly. So
ESPN
what you
commercial.
would do, it was always the quote of the day. You would cover up the long ball, and you covered Boone. You put Boone digs, and then you put whatever it was for the day, and
Right.
you wear
And it
and
could be a player if you had a big
it could
game.
be anything.
Yeah.
And it was, dude, it was comical for the year. You just continually did it. And then you take all your pieces of tape on whatever it was and you stick it in your locker
Yeah.
of all the different topics that you talked about. I mean, it's little things like that, I mean, let's face it. You play 162 and 185 days games. It's a freaking grind. And we travel more by the All-Star break than all teams did all year long. So you got to have fun. It is your family away from family. And you got to have some characters in that clubhouse that keep things loose and keep things going. That is the one thing about Lou he was incredible about. Turned his clubhouse over to the veterans, let the veterans run it. The one
No
thing you
doubt.
don't want to do, Rule number one, don't let me have to come into that clubhouse. We made sure that never happened. His coaching staff, Matty Sinatra and Mac, and freaking first class. They were awesome. And we had a special time too. The reporters, we used to come out. We early hit every single day on the road, 24/7. It was mandatory. If you didn't show up, especially rookies, we had your ass. And the media was out power shagging for us. So it was a family away from family. But that has got to be one of my tops as best things ever, as far as, every day guys were like, all right, what's on Boone's t-shirt today?
Yeah,
And then
that's
you drove, and then you
stay
drove a
tuned. I'll let
car
you
that
know.
was a Boonley. It wasn't
Yeah.
a Bentley, it was a Boonley, which was even more comedy. You were a walking comedian. There's no doubt about that.
Um, you you came over from the Yankees early in your career, so you saw Seattle in 1990 from a baseball sports perspective, from a fan's perspective. Take it through the early 2000s. You retired after the 01 season. 01 season, we were together, one of the classics of all time.
Yeah,
And
116.
and take it even through 2023. Not only the Mariners but the Seahawks. How has that city, since you were a kid playing there in 1990, grown up from a sports point of view?
Well, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it just shows to show you put a winner on the ball field and they're going to support it. I mean, 95, without a doubt, saved baseball in
Yep.
the Northwest. Let's face it. So to be a part of that is a highlight of my career. There's no doubt about that. And they continue to support, and we continue to get to the playoffs and the playoffs. And look at the last couple of years. They have not been to the postseason in 20 plus years. The curse of Lou, you call it whatever you want to call it. And they finally get to the playoffs, and look how they supported it. Look what they've done with the Seahawks. Look what they did with the Sonics, which, fingers crossed, it's going to happen. They're going to get a basketball team back. That was don't get me started on that crap.
I don't know how they left. I don't know how you let the Sonics leave. It's amazing.
It's a freaking joke. But anyway, they're going to get a team back. They're going to have Kemp and Peyton, all the legends. I mean, I just did a deal with the NHL. They brought us all in. The place went nuts. It was at T-Mobile. They went crazy for all the freaking us old goats coming back again. So that city, they love their sports, and it deserves a winner. And if you put up, a good ball team on the field, they're going to support it. And let's face it, they deserve a winner. They deserve a winner from the Mariners for sure. And I think the Mariners have the pitching. They're dirty. Their young pitching is dirty. Those
Really
guys,
good.
I mean, good God. And let's face it, I'm not a fan of Jerry DiPoto from a personal standpoint, but dude, he can make some moves. You pay for what you get, but he just made another great move yesterday. Bringing Polanco to play switch hitting freaking second baseman that basically is going to put some numbers up for you, and a good veteran leader in that clubhouse. Let's face it, at the end of the day, you want to keep all these big name guys that got some thunder, but they had too many strikeouts, and some of the guys needed to go. But he's done a great job of mixing and matching, and so we'll see. I mean, you're pitching. It's about pitching and defense. They got that. JP's been a hell of a leader for them at shortstop and going out and being a gamer every day. I got high hopes for the Mariners to continue to be where they're at with that pitching staff. They should do well. Just put it that way. But
you got Mitch Garver came in. He's going to be an addition. He's just coming off the World Championship with Texas.
He's a great for you. Yeah, there's
that starting pitching is good. I think the starting pitching is elite. It's top 5 in the game. They got a really good bullpen. They lost Topa yesterday in that trade.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get one more big bat because you're right.
They need another bat.
That pitching last year was tremendous. The bullpen was tremendous. I think they finished 1 in the league. Usually when you finish 1 in the league on the pitching standpoint, you make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. So I think you need another bat. I like the Polanco. I like the Mitch Garver. There's a few pieces they've intermixed. I'd like to see one, as ex-Mariners, we'd like to see that one where, what do you mean they signed Soto? That type. I'm not saying Soto per se, but that type of deal. But it'll be interesting. We're a couple weeks away.
They need that though. They don't need that. They got enough. I think but they do need a proven guy in there that you can rely on to get a big hit and drive in a big run for you, because they need to take that pressure off these young pitchers. Now, a lot of them have got a year or two under their belt now, so
Right.
they're not necessarily, raw per se. But it'd be nice to get some early runs in the first few innings of the game, so manufacture some runs and take a little of the pressure off, because the pitching's dirty. And they keep striking lightning in the bottle. They keep finding this mysterious arm out of here, out of there. A lot of them out of Texas. That step in their bullpen and grab the bull by the horns and step up and do a remarkable job. I think they'll fill that void again. But you're right. I want to see them get in the postseason. If they got in last year with their pitching staff, people were scared to death to face them. It's proven. It's given. You ask anybody. Look at Garver. Go back and watch Garver's basically interview when he signed with them. He goes, dude, nobody wanted to face that pitching staff, period. So, and the defense was dirty. So they got it. You're right, though. They got to win a few games, and it just goes to show you a game here, a game there early in the season comes back to bite you in the butt. So don't tell me that, these early ball games that you give away don't come back to haunt you sometimes. They do.
Right.
They
And they
really do, man.
And that division's getting tougher and tougher.
There's no walk
Texas winning the World Series, but Houston just went out and signed Hader, that arguably the best closer in the game right now, to add to that unbelievable bullpen that the Astros have. So Texas is going to be tough. Houston's going to be tough. That's a tough division. But
I agree.
If you go apple to apple, I'll put the Mariners starting rotation up against anybody in that division easily, or up against anybody in the game.
I'll put it up against. I agree with you. I'll put it up against anybody at least in the American League, and arguably anybody in baseball. I agree with you 100%.